This is where we left off last time. We found the area bounded by x equals 0, x equals 1, the x-axis, and the curve y equals x squared. Now, as I promised, we're going to make some adjustments to this. So let's just erase everything we have here. Let's move our graph over. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Now, what I want to calculate here is the area. Is this definite integral, where the area is from -1 to 1 of x squared dx. This is -1, so the shaded area you're going to find is really bounded by x is -1, x is 1, part of the x-axis here, and the area shaded. Let me shade this over here, and it will be over here as well. This shaded area, that's the area you're going to find. Now, what I want you to do is pause the video and perform this integration. So, go. Alright, you've paused the video and you've done it. What did you get? And how does it compare to what was obtained in the previous video? Let's see. This is equal to x cubed over 3 from -1 to 1. Now, what we have is 1 cubed over 3 minus -1 cubed over 3. 1 cubed divided by 3 is 1/3 minus -1 cubed divided by 3 is -1. So it's -1 minus -1/3. Let's continue over here. So what we have is 1/3 plus 1/3, which is 2/3. All right. So it is 2/3. You've doubled the area because you went from -1 to 1. Now remember, in an earlier video, we had a situation like this. X-axis, y-axis, and part of the area was under the x-axis and the other part was above the x-axis. And when you did one clean integration, you got 0 because the part of the area under the x-axis was considered negative and the part above the x-axis considered positive. Both of them added and cancel each other out. In this case, both areas are positive. I mean, you can't really have a positive area, but what the calculation consider is that both areas are above the x-axis. They take on positive values, so they add to each other. So if you should integrate from -1 to 0, what would happen is that you would have an integral from -1 to 0 of x squared dx. So you have x cubed over 3 from -1 to 0. So you'd have 0 cubed over 3 minus -1 cubed over 3. And then what would happen? This 0 cubed over 3 would be 0. 0 minus -1/3. 0 minus -1/3 would be plus 1/3. So you get 1/3 if you integrate from -1 to 0. Then if you integrate from 0 to 1, we saw in the previous video that we got 1/3. So if you just integrate straight from -1 to 1, it's like integrating from -1 to 0, then integrating from 0 to 1. But you're doing it at once. You're doing it all at once. So what you have is like the -1 to 0 adding to the 0 to 1. So you have 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. All right? So what we're going to do is continue using definite integration to calculate area, but we'll do so in the next videos. So I will see you in the next video.